Good morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you see this. This is Dee with Older INFP-A Assertive Insights. And today, this is part 2 of the FI series, Introverted Feeling series I'm doing. It's a lot going on I need to get off my chest, that's all it is. And yes, as I say in all the other ones, I'm wearing the same clothes. It's the same day. These are being published different days, but I'm filming on the same day. So yes, I'm wearing the same thing. Today I'm going to be talking about why can't INFPs have nice things? Or, AKA, or are we masking? Do we not, or are we masking? That's a little aside. But why can't we have nice things? Well, what's going on? That I just need to tell. This is my therapy. I can't afford therapy, so this is I'm going back to how this channel started. With just me talking to the wall, doing therapy, and it was good therapy. But the FI, that's our dominant function. If you don't know, for INFPs, or those listening who want to learn more about INFPs, is introverted feeling, and it has to do with, I'll repeat, a lot of kind of different things, but main thing, values, and that's what it is for me. So it's my channel, and I tell people, I say, it's not all about me, but it is all about me. So it's my channel, so it's all about me, so that my FI is all about values. So this is what it's going to be about. You won't hear about the functions I don't like, and the sub tracks and subreddits, whatever. But what's going on? For those of you who have followed, I'm not getting the condo that I had a contract on. Yeah, and I'm really bummed about that. This has to do with staying the course on my part with my values. In the inspection, everything went fine. I'm getting the money. I saw the appraisal today. I terminated the contract because people do not understand me. On top of being an INFP, and I know I'm an idealist, I had mentioned that this condo was not very practical, but it was just me in the ideal realm, but a lot of things that weren't practical. But I loved it, so I went with it. So yeah. What happened was, and not only I was going to say, not only am I an INFP, I also have ADHD, so I see the world differently. I'm a highly sensitive person. I can't be around chemicals. I can't be around noise. I can't be around XYZ. I know I'm a pain in the tail. Can't say that. I just started saying tail instead of butt. I'm a pain. I know that, and I tell the realtors that before they sign on with me. I don't think they realize what they get themselves into. I have on Nextdoor right now, in search of a neurodivergent realtor, someone who knows how to work with the population, because they don't listen. We're not like everybody else, and that's fine. I have to have certain living situations, and it's not because I'm being stubborn or I'm being a pain in the butt. It's because I just do. It's me, and I can't explain it to people. They don't understand it anyway, so I've stopped trying. I just say I have things I can and can't live without, and I tell them, but I don't think they understand what to the extent. So what happened was, we had the inspection, and then I requested a mold inspection, and that was $450 extra, and I paid it. And the inspector, well, we had a general contractor go in, which is better than a regular inspector, because they'll, in addition to inspecting, they'll tell you what it's going to cost to fix, and who to contact, what type of provider fixes that kind of thing. So it's more in-depth. Actually, it's cheaper than the inspector, too. So I asked for a mold, and the contractor said, well, why do you think you need, what did you see during the showing that made you think that you would need to have a mold? Mold inspection also, because I don't think most people do that. I would suggest if you ever go out and buy a property to get a mold inspection, get termite mold, whatever, but people leave off the mold, and it's very hazardous to a lot of people. Okay, so in addition to everything else, I have chronic fatigue, and mold does not go along with that. It can give you chronic fatigue if you don't already have it. It can fatigue you, it can make the symptoms rear their heads, all kinds of things. But that's a medical lesson, and realtors aren't going to listen. They just want to show it, and if you like it, sign it, here, go. And where I live is a very fast-paced environment, which does not go well with an INFP's thought process. There are 66 people a day moving to my city, a day, every day of the year for years. We're crowded. It's just like, hurry up, sign, move, sign, move, sign, move. It's cattle call. And we don't work at that pace anyway. So anyway, I told the guy, I told him briefly, I said, I just had a autoimmune disorder. I'm not going to get into whatever, and we don't even know for sure if chronic fatigue is. I think it is. My immune system does get messed up. I said, I have that. I have sensitivities. It was near a creek. The condo's near a creek. It's wet. It's shady. I've lived in the mountains. I know mold runs rampant there, or can. And he said, oh, that sounds like a good idea. So I went in, came back, has mold. It has undetectable mold, which means that they couldn't find it. It doesn't show anywhere. It's in the air. And the mold in the air, it was not black mold. It's the blue mold kind, the penicillium thing, whatever. The blue mold kind that can be, they still produce, was it mycotoxins or whatever? They still produce toxins. But in the air, it came out from the lab 20 times more than in the outside air. I don't know how the guy that owns it could not smell it. I mean, it's going to be musty, smelling or whatever. I don't know how he can live there. He must have a very strong immune system. 20 times, and it was labeled by the lab as being significant. So I'm not going to live there in mold. And I'm glad I got the mold inspection. I've never had a mold inspection before when I bought property. When I bought a house. Probably lived in it before. I think there's probably mold where I'm living now, but not to that extent. But by it being undetectable is disheartening, because what you do is to remediate, you remove it. You don't, when it's like that strong, you don't scrub it down, you remove it. If it's in the wall, you take the wall down, you remove it. If it's in the carpet, you take the carpet out, you remove it. Plus you do an air scrub, you do all these things, which costs a couple $1,000s. And there's no guarantee it won't come back. So the guy said, in this case, it looks like when you can't see it anywhere, and they did test it with the little machines and things, it's undetectable, that it's usually in the HVAC system, which is the heating and cooling, the air vents. It's in the whole system, which means that every time it comes on, it's blowing mold throughout the whole place, which means it needs to be replaced, which means the HVAC system and all the ducts is going to cost minimally $10,000. They can clean it, but it's going to come back. More than likely, at some point, it's going to come back. And then I kept saying no, and then my realtor was like, well, I've had mold before, and I've had allergies, and they just framed it. Both realtors just framed it as being allergies. This is not hay fever we're talking about. This is talking about getting sick enough to go to the emergency room. Getting sick enough eventually can kill you. Getting sick enough that I read an article that there's a direct correlation now between chronic mold exposure and Parkinson's disease. My mother and grandmother had Parkinson's disease. Maybe it's from mold. I don't know. I don't want to get Parkinson's. I don't want to go say, hey, I've got all these things going on with me. Throw Parkinson's in with it. No. And then they act like I'm the nutty one because, like, what's wrong with you? Just sign on the dotted line. Everybody lives with mold. Not this kind of mold. This thick. And what part did you not get? That I am highly sensitive. My immune system does not work well. I stay inside most of the time and away from people because of it. So that's my value. How's that with the FI? Because I said no. And then my realtor says, well, how much did this cost? And he was adding it all up. Well, it was like $2,000 I spent for nothing. He said, well, you're going to waste $2,000 if you terminate this contract. I said, listen, this is how I feel about this. I'd rather waste $2,000. The last deal that broke, that was the data center one. If you follow me, that I'm not going to live near a data center. That I lost $4,000 on that. I've made most of it back, though, really. I do get extra money every month, and I do have investments, low risk, but I do have some. And then this is $2,000. I said, I'd rather lose $2,000 than buy a house I can't live in. I said, I'm thinking to myself, what part of this do you not get? What part of this do you not get? And he's like, okay. And so then they start avoiding me. That's what happens here. When there's a problem, then they'll avoid me because they can't out-logic me. I always send people links to articles and whatnot to back up what I'm saying, that I am not crazy. But they're not intuitives, so none of them are intuitive, so they don't really want to do any of that and don't care. So right now, I terminated that contract yesterday. The realtor said, well, there was another one I wanted to see. Does he want to go see that one? You want to go tomorrow to see that one? I said, yeah, let me know. Well, here it's the end of the day, and he's yet to contact me. So he's taken off. I've got a 6-month contract with him, and he's taken off. I won't hear from him again. I've got to terminate that contract, though. After I find another realtor, I'll terminate. I'm looking for one that's worked with people who are neurodivergent. And then I'll add, when I find somebody, I say highly sensitive people, chronic illness people, because it's hard. But I'm not backing down. This goes with, we have spines of steel when it comes to our values. And so I just want to put that out there, that I'm totally bummed because I really, really, really liked the condo, liked it being by a creek. Forget the fact it's in a flood zone. Forget the fact it's a few feet away from a retaining wall next to the creek. I could just see it going into see a hurricane or something come by, and which might. We don't have hurricanes in central North Carolina that much anymore, but we have severe storms and straight line winds. So I could see ending up in the creek. Like I said, it was not practical, really and truly, but it was magical to me as an INFP. So that's what happens. I have to pay the price. So yeah. So I just want to this is another thing, that why can't we, getting back to the title, why can't INFPs have nice things? And I don't know, it just seems like, why anybody got any insights about that? Why it always gets mucked up for us and other people seem to have nice things? And I try, but what is it that's not nice things? But anyway, yes, that's for this one. So everybody just kind of like, comment. I love to read your comments. Right now, I need to read some comments because I am bummed in a lot of different directions right now. So anyway, if not, we'll just see you next time. And everybody, remember to stay safe.